Well, in other news, something a little bit different here that I wanted to bring to all your attention and get your your input on as well as your opinion is we have an Ohio man ditching his teaching job in favor of higher pay at Walmart. I mean, this is crazy because I was told that Walmart, the Waltons, according to Bernie Sanders, isn't paying their employees enough. Well, it turns out literally the state within itself is not paying their employees well enough. And now people are leaving, going to Walmart, the very place where Bernie Sanders doesn't like, AOC doesn't like, Ilhan Omar. Isn't that weird that the states, the Bernie Sanders, or I should say Bernie Sanders of the world are supposed to support, because they're socialist, open socialists, they're supposed to support this kind of state funding on basically outcompeting the corporations. So a little bit of a contradictory going on here in real world. But again, Democrats dealing with reality, I don't think that happens very often. We have a 28-year-old Ohio man leaving his teaching job in favor of higher pay as a Walmart manager, he announced in a now viral video. You have a lot of these viral videos coming out on TikTok and YouTube, Instagram, all those places. Basically just teachers leaving their career because of pay, because of the kids, the students aren't acting the same way that they used to, meaning they're misbehaving left and right. They're not respecting teachers. I mean, it's so chaotic now what's going on in our school system. You also have teachers leaving because of the practices that they're having to implement with inside the classroom, meaning certain strategies that are ineffective, their workload. I mean, there is a max exodus of teachers, and it's going to at some point impact your son or daughter or your future son or daughter. We have Seth Goshorn has worked as a reading tutor and a second grade teacher for 6 years, according to a video he posted on TikTok earlier in July. He said that the chief reason for his move is the pay, which is far higher than his teaching gig despite not needing a degree. So a lot of times in teaching, they either want you to have a bare minimum of a bachelor's degree in your certain field. So if you're teaching science, obviously science, mathematics, etc. But a lot of times too now what they want to see is you have a master's degree. And obviously you need to be a master of the content you're teaching in order to be a teacher. So he's going to a gig that's paying him like $12,000 more to where you don't even need a degree, compared to a job where you do need a degree. You need to get your state credential. You have to go through all this schooling for it. And you're not even getting paid, that much. And we'll see what a salary was in Ohio here in a moment. Quote, think about how good our teachers can be if they could focus on just teaching and not have to work a second job on weekends. Now, that is true. I work multiple jobs. I don't have to. It's just, hey, I'm young. I might as well grind it out, right? I don't want to be receiving money from the government. I don't want to be getting handouts from Joe Biden and stuff like that. I want to grind. I want to work hard so that I can expose or bring out those values to other people and show them how they can be on the pathway to being successful in life, kind of going with the Gordon Ramsay route. I'm being careful with my words here on YouTube. But this guy working a second job, what I have to say about that in being a teacher myself is you knew what the salary was going to be when you became a teacher. You have to go through schooling, and you can't necessarily blame you working two jobs on somebody else or the state because, again, you should have known the salary in your state in which you're trying to work. And that if that was not going to be the pay that you wanted, and you don't have to work two jobs, then you should have went with a different career in the first place. Now, there is the argument to be had of like, look, teachers need to get paid more. Absolutely do agree that there needs to be a bump in pay and that we need to support the teachers, but we'll get into a little bit more of that in a second because some teachers shouldn't be getting paid the same rate as other teachers. Quote, they didn't choose to have to work a second job. That comes along with it, and that's the thing that I would have loved to see go away. Quote, I absolutely don't want this to be that I'm just trying to discourage anybody from becoming a teacher, he continued. That's not the case. I just want my teacher friends to be paid as they should be. It is discouraging, and there's a lot of reasons why people aren't going into teaching, but one of the main reasons is the pay itself, is that it's just, why would you go get for example, a bachelor's of science, say in mathematics, or become a statistician and go be a stats teacher like me, when you could literally just go work for a major corporation and get paid close to six figures to be a statistician with that same degree. So that's kind of the comparison there. You should get paid for your knowledge as well as the investment of that knowledge that you're embarking upon students. If you're, a statistician, if you're, a physics teacher, something like that, you're clearly not an idiot. You have that knowledge and it should be given based on your performance as well. So again, we'll go into that in just one moment. Leaving teaching after 6 years to be a manager at Walmart and making more using my degree. So he got paid $43,000 on his teaching job, Going over to Walmart, he's going to be making $55,000 per year before bonuses at his new job. As we know, the government sits there and steals all your money with those bonuses, but he's getting paid, what is that, roughly $12,000 more to go to Walmart. I mean, hell, it's a no-brainer. You're probably, in a nutshell, working less hours working at Walmart than you are teaching. I know there's this conspiracy or this false theory out there that teachers are done at like 2:30 or 3 o'clock. If anybody knows a teacher, a lot of teachers are not done that early unless they're super time efficient. A lot of teachers bring their work home. They stay at work late. They stay at work till it's night. Or like I said, most of them just bring their work home. They have their spouse help them out majority of the time. So teachers, honestly, are really underpaid. And this is coming from a person that was an accountant before and thought that teachers were overpaid in some areas. No. Well, that is true. Some teachers are overpaid in some areas. Some teachers make over $120,000 at a high school level. Yes, folks, that is a real thing. This is all government issued. You can go out and see teacher salaries online. Heck, at some point, you can even, at some areas, you can actually look up the teacher's name and see how much they're getting paid. So that's how I know all these things. Obviously, I'm a teacher as well. Goshorn did not clarify what degree he had obtained to enter his previous teaching jobs, which there is like an ROI on that as well, a rate of return that you would get per degree that you would be going and having. For example, if you got like a liberal arts degree, it's not necessarily going to be as expensive, say, as a master's degree in sciences or whatever. When you move into different realms of different degrees, they cost a different amount of money. But hey, good on him. But the conversation I want to have is we have more of a socialized mechanism for teachers getting paid in the public school system as well as private. And what I mean by that is you can have an English teacher and a math teacher both at the same year. Say you've been working for 4 years in the public school system and you'd be getting paid the same exact amount of money. But, that doesn't mean you'd have the same performance level. Does not mean that somebody's working harder than the other person or whatever it is. There's differences in those teachers. The problem that we're having is, one, you're not paying them enough money, but two, you also have this tenure track where you're allowing teachers just to basically get away with whatever they want and not have to worry about their performance levels, the kids' performance levels, and vice versa. And there shouldn't be an equal weight in pay. Some teachers work harder than other teachers. Some teachers deserve to get more pay than other teachers. Some teachers communicate better with their students and parents and faculty than other teachers. Like, there's a lot that should go into the mechanics of pay within the education system, but it's all socialized. Meaning everybody gets paid the same roughly, depending on your years of service at the end of the day, which sucks because you could be an astonishing and amazing teacher and get paid the same amount as somebody that sucks at teaching that's tenured, which doesn't make sense to me at all. There needs to be a reworking, but again, folks, the Bernie Sanders of the world, they don't care. They just want to hound at the Waltons that are now basically absorbing teachers. And teachers, like I said, they're going to corporations, they're going to Apple, Google, Walmart, all these major corporations because they're getting paid for their knowledge for things that they know. Like I said, a lot of these teachers that work in chemistry, physics, the mathematics, they are getting just completely absorbed, brought into these corporations because of what they know. I work with stats teachers. I'm a stats teacher myself. All I'd have to do is just go take a data science class or data analyst class and just go be hired and get paid probably $100,000 or more. And somebody might say, well, why don't you do that? Because if I'm doing that type of work, and I kind of did that type of work as an accountant, I don't appreciate working 90-hour weeks. It was cool for a while when you're young. You don't get to see your friends or family. But I really enjoy doing YouTube. I enjoy being a professional referee. I enjoy the work that I do, and I don't want to leave it as of right now. So with that being said, an Ohio man ditches his teaching job to go work at Walmart. So Walmart is now paying more to be a manager than you are being a teacher, which in a nutshell, as a teacher, you are in effect a manager. You're managing what, upwards of 180 students a day, going through the data, creating content, creating material, making sure that you're up to date on your mastery of the content that you're teaching, all sorts of things. So there we have it regarding the teaching situation. I hope you enjoyed that clip from the Bald Brad Show. If you did, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date on all our future content.